Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the life of someone who is quite literally reshaping our entire understanding of the cosmos, Sabrina González Pasterski. We're going to trace her absolutely extraordinary path, going all the way from nuts and bolts mechanical engineering straight to the absolute bleeding edge of theoretical physics. And just a quick reminder, we're not just doing a standard podcast here. This is a deep dive explainer into the mind of a true visionary. So picture this for a moment. A 12-year-old girl spending her free time not playing video games or hanging out at the mall, but building a fully flyable airplane with her bare hands. No, seriously, this isn't some urban myth, it's documented reality. Before we can even begin to tackle the abstract nature of the cosmos, we really have to establish this baseline of pure, undeniable mechanical genius.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. Un avión a los 12.
12. Just 12. At an age where most kids are, just trying to survive middle school, Sabrina was piecing together an aircraft. Fueled by this incredible foundation of resilience she inherited from her Cuban-born mother, it took her just 2 years to build. By 14, she had assembled a craft that was entirely capable of taking to the skies. It speaks volumes, doesn't it? It highlights her intense curiosity and her willingness to put in the grueling, physical hard work required to bring a massive project like this to life. Let's just walk through this rapid, almost unbelievable timeline. At age 12, the physical build begins. By the time she hits 16, she isn't just showing off a cool static model in a garage. She's piloting this very airplane completely solo. This physical feat was so incredible, it actually made waves across the US press at the time. But she didn't stop at aviation. That exact same drive propelled her academic brilliance, leading her to totally shine as a teenager at MIT and later at Harvard. Today, she has ascended to become the principal investigator of the Celestial Holography Initiative at the Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics up in Canada. Moving right along to Section 2, Ascenso a la Física Teórica. Born in Chicago in 1993, Sabrina took that immense foundation of hands-on creativity and channeled it directly into theoretical physics. Today, her work is described by the scientific community with one very specific word: seminal. Now, in scientific circles, seminal isn't just a buzzword thrown around lightly. It means her publications act as a seed. She isn't just participating in the physics we already know, she's literally planting the seeds for entirely new ways to view the universe. She's creating the very groundwork that future generations of physicists are going to build their entire careers upon.
Which brings us to Section 3. ¿Vivimos en un holograma? Do we live in a hologram?
So we're shifting gears now from the physical micro-world of an airplane to the massive, abstract, macro-universe. Is our reality just a projection? I want you to pause for a second and really consider that. Look at your hands, look at the room around you. What if everything you perceive as solid and three-dimensional is actually just a projection? It's a completely mind-bending question, I know, but in the realm of advanced physics, this isn't just late-night philosophical musing. It's a legitimate, mathematical hypothesis about the true nature of our surroundings. To really grasp this, we need to clearly define a massive concept called the holographic principle. And hey, don't let the terminology intimidate you. Simply put, it's the hypothesis that certain sectors of our three-dimensional nature, things like black holes or potentially the whole entire universe, can be completely understood using an explanation that only relies on two dimensions. Think of it kind of like a security hologram on a credit card, right? It's a flat, two-dimensional surface that contains all the information needed to project a fully three-dimensional image. And this brilliantly illustrates the contrast we're talking about. On one side, you have our everyday lived experience, the 3D universe. This includes black holes, planets, sprawling galaxies, and, well, us. On the other side is the astonishing theory of a 2D universe, where literally all the information that makes up our reality is actually encoded at the absolute outer edges of the universe. It basically suggests that everything happening right here, right now, is essentially a hologram of information interacting way, way out there.
Sección 4. El futuro de la realidad.
If this theory holds up, it means a reality is basically coded data at the edge of existence. And this brings us directly to Sabrina's specialty, celestial holography. This field seeks to generalize the holographic principle we just learned about. It aims to apply that principle to a universe that does not expand acceleratingly. I know, it sounds exactly like science fiction. But you have to remember, these speculative ideas are paving a very real path for groundbreaking, tangible science. Sabrina has collaborated extensively to develop this relatively new branch of theoretical physics, bringing incredibly rigorous mathematics to these wild cosmic ideas. So what's the actual measurable impact of her research? Well, her work is so profound that some of the papers she participated in were actually cited by the legendary Stephen Hawking himself. Her research has actively helped to develop new predictions regarding gravitational waves. Ultimately, her work points us toward the possibility that the universe might not be exactly as complex as we currently believe. It might actually be far, far simpler. And honestly, perhaps most inspiring of all, this search for answers at the very edge of human understanding is being led by a brilliant woman with Latina roots, completely redefining what leadership in theoretical physics looks like today.
Which brings us to one final provocative thought. Based on the incredible, groundbreaking science that Sabrina González Pasterski is pioneering right now, is the very device you're watching this explainer on just a 2D projection originating from the absolute edge of the universe? It's a staggering thought to wrap your head around, isn't it? Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive, and remember, keep questioning the reality around you.